One of the best methods of signalling for help without a radio or an EPIRB is with the use of flares. Flares aren't all that cheap, and they do have use-by dates, but you're legally required to carry them in certain situations, and it's a good idea to have some on board regardless of whether the law requires it or not. Smoke flares usually emit orange-coloured smoke, but the smoke can dissipate quickly in strong winds, so they may have limited use. They are only suitable for daytime use and are handheld. They should be used so that the smoke drifts away from the side of your boat. Light them and hold them out so that the smoke does not drift across your boat. Another type of smoke flare is a smoke canister. They tend to last a bit longer, but they're much less common in small boats. Another type of flare is a bright flare. These are also handheld, and they burn very brightly for a short time. Hold them out away from your boat so that the residue from the flare falls into the water, not into your boat. These flares are suitable for both day and nighttime use. Parachute flares, as the name suggests, are a rocket with a parachute attached. They burn brightly in the same manner as the previous type and should be fired slightly downwind of your boat so that they do not float back down onto your vessel. It is not advisable to use parachute flares when a helicopter is in the near vicinity. These flares are suitable for both day and nighttime use. Both these types of flare burn fairly quickly, so it's important that you use them when rescuers are within sight. Flares go out of date, and when they do, they need to be disposed of correctly, because they can be a hazardous item. Don't just set them off at New Year's, or dispose of them by dumping them in the ordinary rubbish. They are effectively an explosive device, and they need to be dealt with properly. There are a number of disposal centres across Western Australia, and this information is listed on the Department of Transport website. See the description below for a link to this information. Technology provides us with a lot of choice these days. Mobile phones, boat radios, GPS and so on. The trouble is that technology can break down or run out of batteries. If that happens, you may need to fall back on some more simple and reliable means to attract attention. One small inexpensive item that you should take with you when boating is a signalling mirror. An ordinary mirror will do if you have nothing else, but a signalling mirror is designed to help aim properly. Signalling with a mirror takes a bit of practice to get right, and being able to signal well enough to use Morse code and send an SOS does take quite a bit of skill. Even so, you can attract attention with a series of repetitive flashes. This is something everybody should be able to manage. Of course, this method of attracting attention will only work on a bright sunny day. When it does work, it's very effective, and can have a range of well over 5 kilometres and sometimes up to 15 kilometres in perfect conditions. The further away you are from the target, the harder it will be to make clear individual flashes. But the flash can be so strong that it is clearly visible, and continuing to signal is usually enough to attract someone's attention. Firstly, shine the reflection from the mirror on the back of your hand. This makes sure you are getting the angle to the sun correct. To aim the signalling mirror, hold up 2 fingers in a V shape. Get the target that you want to send to in the centre of the V, then move the reflection from the back of your hand up into the V. Try and aim the reflection directly at your target. In this position, continue to rotate the mirror up and down slightly. This is the most effective way of getting a strong flash to your target. You will see from the reflection on the back of your fingers whether or not you are getting the reflection in the correct place. Continue to aim the mirror this way until you get some kind of response from your target. It may be that they just begin to move towards you. If you don't have a dedicated signalling mirror, but have something else reflective, then use that in the same manner. This method is also useful if you're out hiking and need to attract the attention of an aircraft. Some manufacturers make stainless steel signal mirrors, but these are not as effective as glass. If you are going to purchase a signal mirror, then we highly recommend that you select one that's made of glass. There is also a trend to use small mirrors, but the fact is, a large mirror will produce a much brighter reflection. The ideal size is about 3 by 5 inches, or 7.62 by 12.7 centimeters. In fact, the bigger the mirror, the longer the range and the brighter the flash will be. At night, you can deploy nighttime flares, but what happens if you've used up your supply and you haven't been seen yet? This is where it's useful to have a good quality torch available. Signalling for help with a torch, it is best to use the Morse code signal SOS. A lot of torches these days have this as a built-in function. It is 3 short flashes, followed by 3 long flashes, followed by 3 short flashes, and then a pause. Repeat the signal at regular intervals and flash it in different directions if you're unsure where help may come from. Rechargeable torches are easily available these days, and small portable solar panels are cheap and easily stored in the boat. This means that you can charge up torches during the day and use them at night. That way you have little fear that the batteries will run down. Even if you don't intend to go boating at night, having a torch stored in your boat is a good idea. There's no telling when you are likely to break down and be out on the water a lot longer than you originally intended. Do you know what a V-sheet is? Well, if you don't, you should, because it's an important distress signal. We've read accounts of boats that have broken down only 500 metres or so from a boat ramp. They have had a V-sheet out, but have been bypassed by numerous other boats who either didn't know what a V-sheet signified or simply didn't want to render assistance. It should be remembered that if you see a boat displaying a V-sheet, you are legally required to assist, as long as you do not put yourself in danger. You are not legally required to tow another vessel, but you may be expected to stand by until a rescue vessel arrives. Why carry a V-sheet when you may have flares and other safety equipment? Well, a V-sheet isn't going to suddenly stop working. You may run out of flares, batteries may go flat, or other equipment may fail, but a V-sheet is a continuous sign that you require assistance. Whether you have a V-sheet or not, you can also signal for help by waving your arms. Place both arms straight out from your sides and move them up and down, forming the shape of an X. This is a recognised method of asking for help. If you stand while doing this, it can be more effective, but you must also judge if it is safe to do so.